What is there to say about Jared Goff's performance yesterday?
It's holding the football team back. It's a Super Bowl caliber defense. One of the best defenses we've probably seen in the NFL over the past couple of years. Just play to play to play. They're really, really, really good. And Jared Goff is a guy that, he's had some streaky moments this year where he's looked absolutely spectacular. But the mistakes are hurting their football team. The careless mistakes with the football, the trying to do too much with the football, the taking the points off the board with the football mistakes are hurting. And when you have a defense that is that good, you can't make those mistakes that force your defense to be, one, backed up into their own area, or two, you take points off the board. So Jared Goff, I believe in him. I still believe that he will get this fixed. We'll see what his thumb looks like this week. But the mistakes by him have hurt their football team over the last 6-7 weeks.
Doing too much, mistakes hurting his team. Rex, it's interesting. Kind of reminds me of the guy he went with in the draft class, Carson Wentz, a little bit. What do you think about
Goff? Yeah, it really
Goff?
does. And he's just, Ryan, he's been way too careless with the football. And Dan's point about you got a Super Bowl caliber defense and you're holding them back, it says turnovers. And look, this kid, he has had moments. But I'll be honest, I think every Ram fan doesn't really care if Jared Goff plays or doesn't play this next week. It can't be worse. I mean, that's kind of how it feels. Like, look, the momentum shifted so much in this game that, they're stopped on turn the ball over on downs on the 1 yard line. They throw the interception in the red zone. I thought the Rams had a chance to win this game but it just didn't happen. You got to get average play, at least from a quarterback. And if you do that, they can be dangerous. But right now, Jared Goff's play has been so bad. This team should be one of the teams we talk about as the best teams in the league, and none of us are willing to say that now.
Yeah, so RC, what is this team with Jared Goff to you?
They're a team that's played Super Bowl caliber defense every week but one, and that week's probably in Buffalo early on in the season with the quarterback that you can't win with. And that's just honest. When you look at Jared Goff, and, we saw this in, I think it was year 3 of him, he kind of came along and he became a guy that you could win because of. We watched him go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes in the primetime game. That was an instant classic. That Jared Goff is gone. I don't know where he is. I don't know if you could find him, but he isn't the guy that's shown up for this team throughout this season. And when you lose to the New York Jets, things become a little bit more glaring. You start to dissect things a little bit more, and you realize that you have a transcendent player on the defensive line. You have a cornerback or a defensive back in Jalen Ramsey that's now played all 5 positions and played them at an elite level, but you can't win games because your quarterback turns the ball over, and he hasn't been creating big plays for you as well. And if you are turning the football over and not creating big plays, then you're a negative to a good football team. And that's what Jared Goff is right now.
RC, switch gears for just a second here. Let's talk about Seattle and the Seahawks. What do you see in this team right now? How dangerous are they?
You know what? They're playing more Seattle-like football. Even when they were 7-1 early on in the season and we were talking about letting Russ cook and winning the MVP, it still didn't feel physical. It didn't feel like Pete Carroll the way he wants to win football games. Now this defense has picked up. When you go to that goal line stand and keeping the Rams out of the end zone, the interception by Quandre Diggs, Dunlap now being able, along with Reed, to create pressure on the quarterback in the 4-man rush. It looks more like what you're used to now with the physicality with Chris Carson in the backfield. And then you allow Russell Wilson to make the big plays. I believe they're a step below where the Green Bay Packers are and the New Orleans Saints. But this is a team that's going to make some noise in the playoffs. And I don't think you're rushing to play if you're one of the NFC elites.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.